Latissimus runs on a diagonal, okay? The old machines that you see in the gym, the boom is right above your head.
Right.
You look straight down, there's 2 roller pads, okay, and you sit down underneath it.
Right.
And you're literally right underneath. By being right underneath that boom, you're getting a lot more elbow flexors pulling down like this than you are lats or shoulder depressors, yes. So you don't want to be directly under the boom like this. Okay, the lats run on a diagonal. So you want to back up just a little bit and get that scapular depression followed by the elbow. Slow.
So you're always doing the scapular depression
Slight
before
depression,
the actual
yes.
pull down.
It initiates the movement. And you make it, even if you go heavy, it looks like one fluid rhythmic motion. Depress, down and in. Depress, down and in. Even if I lock one side, depress, down and in. Depress, down and in. And that's the position. And you notice if you look at my arm, it's always in line with that cable. If I had a magic marker and I just draw a straight line down, it's part of this. We don't want to see this.
Then you've broken the plane.
Yeah, let's stay in that plane. Because remember, this is a gripping device. It's just a hook.
Yep.
There's nothing going on here. Okay, I'm driving my elbow down. All right? So what if I ask you to set up a row?
Seated row?
Seated row, sure.
I might have to lower the weight a little.
Okay. What are you on?
Maybe put me on E. I might first shoulder. So I guess it's going to be the same retraction of the scapula first.
Okay, so the first thing you're thinking when you sit down is, well, you are a little close, but it's okay. But the first thing you think of when you sit down is your body posture.
Yeah.
Okay, you're doing a seated row. We're not in a machine that has a pad against your chest.
Right.
That's an external sense of stability. That external sense of stability would be more force from the prime mover. But right now, we're getting a little function. It's a great way to stimulate muscles that are responsible for stability, because you're in this position and we're trying not to rock, trying not to move. So as you pull, obviously somebody wants to lean back like they're water skiing, right? And as the weight comes forward and you go into that extension or that eccentric component, it's going to pull you forward. So the muscles have to stabilize. So I love the seated row, okay? Again, the seat, we look at things like the seat. Your femur is perfect, because if you were sitting in a seat and your leg was up here, then I would have to lift and elevate your ischial tuberosities, your sit bones, to make sure you're sitting up. So I'd put maybe,
Pad or
come on up. If you were taller, I'd have you sit here. Okay, so that I'd have a nice rundown on your quads. I don't want your hips to be lower than your femur. So go back in there. Okay, for the sake of I'm going to just put one in your arm for 1 second. And I want to show you one thing. I want you to pull back for a second. I'm a stickler on load lines. This is a row. You are putting stimulus. With the pulley this high. Okay, with the pulley this high in a row, it's going to give you a little bit of internal rotation in the shoulder girdle. Okay? What I want to happen is this. Relax for 1 second. As you put your arms straight out, the first thing I'm going to say is make sure that your shoulder blades stay depressed. Okay? Everybody wants to compensate by shoulder elevation. So we're going to do this. If you picture your elbow putting a half circle in the ground. So you're going to initiate it, like you said, draw the shoulder blade back, drive your elbow down and back, and hold. See this angle here? This angle is a lot different than this angle. So that's the angle because the pulley is so high.
It's too high.
So we're going to drop that down. Now watch what happens. If I put you in this perfect 90 degree of elbow flexion, and I take this, and I drive it straight across, I want to make sure that that load line, can you hold this for a second? Hold it down there. I want to make sure that load line is straight. So look at the variance, look at the difference between the two load lines. Okay, the slightest little tweak will make a huge difference in regards to the row. I want to make sure that I'm doing the exercise correctly and putting the most regional emphasis without adding what? Compensation, synergistic dominance, and things of that nature. So I'm going to bring this pulley down. One notch. This is based on Justina's workout. Everybody is different. You got to figure out where that load is coming from. So as I give you one in each hand, stabilize, hold strong, body posture, neck, feet, ankles directly under the knees. As you draw the shoulder blades back, followed by the elbows. Is this heavy? Depress the shoulder blades. Look at the difference now. You have that load line that's perfectly across. That one little tweak going from an 8 to a 7. Okay, look what happened to the load line. So now you're in direct opposition of the scapular retractors. Okay, you're in a free motion position, so you don't get that internal rotation. Arms can move freely. So go through a couple of these motions, slow. You're thinking right now that there's a bolt here and there's a bolt here, and you can't go into it on the eccentric phase, and you can't go into it on the concentric phase. Okay? Now I want you to add that downward and back on the elbow. Down and back, down and back. See how low you are here?
Yeah.
See how perfect this is?
Yeah.
Because you drove your elbow down?
Back, yeah.
Okay, slow. Breathe in. Exhale, drive your elbow down. Drive your elbow down. Good. Good. Drive your elbow down. I always say this, slow down the pull. People freak out when I say that. Slow down the pull. Sounds ridiculous, right? Slow down the pull, hold it, let it out slowly, rhythmic. There are so many variations to this. A squat pull, a single arm, etc., etc. Right now we're just learning the mechanics of the row. Okay, one more. Good. As the trainer, I have it. Good.